5150 FightWear is up in the house with you, man. What are your thoughts about weigh-ins tonight?
You know what, they were spirited. I mean, the theater was cool. It was packed, and you could tell that there's a lot of great fighters from this area, and the fans really gravitated to them. I mean, a great crowd reaction to Gilbert Melendez, obviously making his long-awaited UFC debut. Josh Thompson's coming back. Got a little Bay Area war there with him and Nathan Diaz, but overall it was spirited. And you know what, Frank Mir, Daniel Cormier, did a little jawing back and forth, a little trash talking. It was fun to watch.
What are your thoughts about Daniel? Frank Mir talked about Daniel Cormier, I might be mispronouncing it, dropping down to 205. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that if Cain Velasquez defends his title against Bigfoot Silva, you know, later next month, then Daniel Cormier, longtime teammate and kind of the wrestling guru, if you will, at AKA, has said he doesn't want to fight against Cain. He's a good friend, doesn't want to compete against him. It would make sense for Daniel then to go to 205. Now, let's just say Bigfoot doesn't, you know, get defeated by Cain Velasquez, then you might have a different story. First thing first, though, we're going to see how Daniel Cormier is going to do against the winningest heavyweight in UFC history, in Frank Mir. And being here at the weigh-ins, I can tell you I've never seen Frank Mir in as great a condition as I saw him in today. I think we're going to see a great Frank Mir tomorrow night against Daniel Cormier, who's obviously great in his own right.
I know you don't want to make a prediction on the fight, but can you see that ending maybe with a decision or maybe with a tap out or a knockout?
You know, obviously Frank Mir is a hard guy to stop. If you're going to see a finish, I think it comes by submission from Frank. I mean, his submissions in the heavyweight division are second to none. Him and Big Nog, Minotauro Nogueira, but Frank's just had some vicious finishes. That ironically one was to Big Nog. I think you could see a submission finish if you see it from Frank Mir with Daniel Cormier. You might say, all right, can he wear him down? Can he ground and pound? Can he get on top and do damage? But going back to what I said earlier, the conditioning that it seems like Frank has put himself through to get prepared for the fight tomorrow, might be hard to get him to gas out. It's going to be interesting to see. But a submission finish, always possible. Plus, let's not forget, you got two heavy-handed heavyweights in there, and you got 5-ounce gloves, so anything can happen.
Okay, and your thoughts on Nate? Nate looked like he had a pretty rough weight cut. What are your thoughts on that fight? Because Josh Thompson was saying that if he did get past Nate, his eyes are either set on Gilbert or who's Gilbert fighting?
Vincent Henderson, our champion.
I'm sorry, yeah. Vincent Henderson. So his eyes are set on one of those two.
And it would make sense because Josh Thompson feels that he won those fights, a couple of the fights against Gilbert Melendez. They had the great trilogy. The last one was a very close fight. I'm sure Josh feels that if the judges would have done their job properly in his mind, that he'd be the one in the main event. And we'd see Nate Diaz, well, he wouldn't fight Gilbert Melendez, but we'd see different matchups. Josh has a lot to gain, obviously, coming in, beating somebody in Nathan Diaz who just fought for the title. The real key for Nate is how has he recovered. You know, he got all the way to the top, had his title shot against Benson Henderson, didn't go the way that he wanted. How is he mentally able to prepare coming off that disappointment, getting back on the horse and making another run at the top of the lightweight division in the UFC?
Okay, great. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure.
And I don't know if you have anything you would like to say before parting, but
just hey, check me out on Twitter, MFG16. It's great being here in San Jose. My son's a huge San Jose Sharks fan, so we're making a whole weekend of it. But just the UFC fans, the cool ones out there, thank you for all your support. You other guys, get off my Twitter, beat it.
All right, thanks. Okay, 5150 FightWear is up in the house. We're here with Miss Bryant. How are you doing?
I'm great, thanks.
Okay, your thoughts today on weigh-ins?
I think they were good. A lot of people, you know, came in shape. There was only just a little diciness with Nate, but you know, I talked to him yesterday, and I know he's very tall and lanky, and to get down to 155 still, he's getting older. He says, you know, it's not as easy as it used to be, but you know, we made it. Benson made it. We're all good. I'm excited.
What do you think about the fight with Frank Mir?
That is maybe, well, it's hard to say. I can't say that's the one I'm looking forward to the most, but I think that's the one that obviously has the most tension and the build-up and everything, and I think that's one you could argue is going to go either way, and so I could sit around and, you know, figure out why Frank's going to win or why Daniel's going to win, and obviously Daniel's a big hometown hero, so I think people are going to go the most bananas for that fight tomorrow.
Do you think that fight would win by either submission, knockout, decision?
Of course, listen, anytime a heavyweight fights, it can end by a knockout, but Frank is so good on the submission, so I don't know. I mean, you know, I can't pick it. That's why I never pick winners in fights, because I can argue them either way.
Okay. Well, I want to go back to Nick. Nick looked like he had a rough weight cut. And,
Nate, you mean?
I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Nate.
yeah, no
Nate,
problem.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he like he had a rough Nate cut.
Yeah.
What do you think on his fight tomorrow? Do you think he'll be striking, taking it to the ground?
Listen, Nate's a great boxer. He's got a long reach. I'm not exactly sure the reach, advantage or whatever he might have over Josh. I'm not exactly sure on the numbers, but he knows how to use his length. Certainly, if you get him on the ground, he's got legs to lock you up. He's great, and he's dangerous in a lot of different ways. Nate's great, well-rounded, been doing this a long time, has a lot of cage experience. Josh is coming off an injury. He might be a little rusty. It's a welcome back fight for him for the UFC. I think Josh is maybe going to be feeling the pressure a little bit more.
Okay, and I want to speak on TJ Dillashaw. He's one of our local guys here. How do you feel about TJ?
I think TJ's great. I think all those alpha male guys are great, and I think it's going to be a good night for them. They were all able to, train together and have support and come here together. I think the morale and the camaraderie backstage is probably going to help them a lot.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you for giving us this opportunity. And is there anything that you would like to say? You have a Twitter or something that people can follow?
Of course.
Okay.
Karyn Bryant, Karyn Bryant, like Kobe, but I'm from Boston, so I'm a Celtics fan. And definitely check out MMA Heat on Facebook and MMAHeat.com this week.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.